Right, hi everybody. My name is Jussi Kinnula. I'm from Finland. I'm a software developer. My current employer is Frantic. And on Frantic we do loads of stuff with Perl. Obviously we are a media company, so we also use JavaScript frameworks like AngularJS and we use WordPress for those customers that need CMSs and stuff. But the Perl stuff that we do, it's many times related to REST APIs and backends and crawling data from the internet and manipulating stuff and doing that kind of stuff. But all right, my today's talk is about Imagemagick and more specifically the extension that I did for one project half a year ago. So basically it's implementing the same kind of mechanism that's already on several kind of Imagemagick and so on. So automatically taking the empty space around from a picture, or if you take a picture that you want to only look the small object that's in the middle of the picture and so on, you can use it also for that. And I made it as an extension because it's so easy to use on many projects. I don't have to maintain the code, etc. So the problem is, like I said, that there is a small object on a picture, so like a fly in a wall. And I would want to like to just get that portion from the picture and how to do that in practice. Imagemagick. There is a command line version of Imagemagick which can do this trimming, and you can set the fuzziness parameter to actually, it makes so that if you, it takes the first pixel from the left of from the picture, the color of it, and the fuzziness basically makes that how the color can vary. How to use that on Perl? There's Perlmagick. But there is quite a few dependencies, and well, it's kind of pain to take this much dependencies and deploy it anywhere. Good side of Imagemagick is that, well, it's it has tons of features, and if you would use that, obviously you could use that for everything. But well, last spring there was a huge problem on the internet with Imagemagick, since it had vulnerability, basically an exploit that you can run any arbitrary code if you upload the binary and you know the host systems, which is the x62 Linux system. You can run the code there, so it's not that good for web applications. And GD, that's probably the PHP people, they most often use GD, since the PHP interface is quite good there. And well, there is also this Perl interface for GD, and but there isn't this trimming function made for GD, but somebody, T-Ryzen has made a script that you can do the automatic cropping. And there is loads of dependencies also for this GD. But the good side is that the dependencies are fairly thin size, the dependencies that are, for example, with Imagemagick. And the good side is that it's used already on web application. It doesn't have the vulnerabilities. And well, the downsides are that it's using this this GD lib. In a sense, it's a wrapper to use the real libraries like libping, libjpeg, and so on. So there is a little bit overhead when you are using extra library. And well, GD is PHP people, they don't have a problem, since PHP is kind of that you run the PHP code and it exits after that. So basically there's no worry about memory leaks unless you run the PHP script too long time. There's Imagemagick, and it also has a Perl interface, and it has even less dependencies, and it's also same as GD, so it's basically a wrapper library and same size. And well, Imagemagick is most often used by those frameworks on graphical user interfaces on Linux like GTK and some image manipulation software like GIMP and so there's no that really much use on web applications, but it might be quite good. Usually the graphical user interface people, they do optimize for memory consumption, and well, everybody who has used GIMP knows that well, it leaks a lot of memory, but it might be something else there. Could I use Imager to do this? Imager is the best library on Perl because it's basically linking directly to these dependencies. So it uses its own interfaces for reading and writing the images, and well, it's the same size. But I think Imager was my choice because well, I knew that Imagemagick, it has those vulnerabilities, and I already had been using Imager to do cropping and making the responsive images versions, so on. But of course, the bad side that it didn't have the automatic cropping until now. So I made this library to overcome the need to do this automatic cropping. And by the way, this is my first CBAN model, so that's why I also wanted to have a talk here about it. So let's just get how to use this library. So for the convenience, I made a little bit command line utility. I haven't put that anywhere, but you can easily grab it from the slides if you want. So this basically just gets the parameters and does the cropping. So let's take first a very simple, so this white background only, so it's only using one color. And we run this command line utility without any parameters, so then it uses 0 for this fuzziness, so it's only taking the first left of pixel. And the end result is as expected. Quite nice cropping. And then this a little bit harder, so this wall kind of ceiling, it might be even worse if you have some shadows on the picture, so obviously then this automatic cropping is not that trivial. But for example, if the background would be red and you have something else in the picture, then by setting the fuzziness far enough to something like 150, 200, so the actual maximum values for this fuzziness obviously is that there is 255 on each parameter like RGB. So to make it so obviously with fuzziness 0, yes, it doesn't work, since the first pixel is a little bit different shade than the rest of the pixels there. But if we set the fuzziness to 50, so it means that all the RGB parameters, they can vary plus minus 50, so on, so then it works. Obvious things on this cropping is that this fly is also having the same colors like you see there, that it's a little bit too much there. So it already cropped the shadow from the fly and so on, so it's not that good. So my library, it has, you can actually, when you use it, you can get how much it did use for the cropping. So you can play around with the parameters. So I made version 2 of the command line utility. So what's more there is basically after cropping the image with the fuzziness, it then sets the top, left, right, and bottom so that there is a spacing around the image. So you can see that now with this fuzziness 50 and adding this 25 pixels spacing there, you would get the expected thing that it's kind of nice now. And of course, I didn't make this imager trim model just for fun. So, like I said, I work in a media company, and we use a lot of image manipulation when crawling social media images and so on. And there is even some of the images, they might be already processed on, like Instagram, they process the images so that there might be top and bottom kind of white bars on the images. So basically, I just wanted to get rid of that to give my colleagues, which are designers and other software developers, so they can just team the social media layouts as they want, change different backgrounds and so on, so that it doesn't look ugly. So basically, this looks like I took this screenshot yesterday using my social media crawler, and you can see that, well, it trims the pictures. Of course, this application, it doesn't use adding the spacing there, since it's only kind of made so that it takes the white bars and black bars off from there. But it's kind of nice to be able to only select what's important in the middle when doing this kind of small tiling. All right, so I guess you might have some questions. Why I didn't, for example, commit this as a patch to the imager. I could answer that question already to myself. So well, I could have done it, but I think it's kind of important that that people can look at how they can extend imager for their own purposes. And well, I made this library on Perl. Imager, it has also this very handy C API, so you can write, for example, XS or inline C code, and well, if you would run that on a single server, probably you would want to use inline code because it's 50 times faster. So, like you saw already in the earlier slides, so I have this this benchmarks there. So basically, this was the picture cropping time. So it's 28 seconds. So well, I'm running it on the cloud, so I have indefinite amount of processing power, but and the CPU is very cheap on cloud. In general, if you only run once in a while and don't keep the processes living forever. But do you have any questions? Yeah, I have one test on this model, so it's only use imager trim, but obviously I will probably implement some tests so that it creates this kind of example pictures with imager and checks that if it actually works. But the package actually it's imager plus the extra methods that I added, so it's basically extending imager. So if imager works, then this works. This is only for Perl. Anything else? Well, I guess there is a little bit more time. So I could tell I'm not showing anything, but I could tell what else I have done with imager. So everybody who has lived in the 90s, probably you remember the first web browsers, they had to use GIFs instead of PNGs and JPEGs. And actually still GIF is used quite often, most for the animations, but also to deliver very small, like the graphical elements. If you have a mobile app which is targeted to very, very low-end phones, you probably want to use GIFs since the low-end phones they don't have probably more than this maybe 16-bit is the max color depth that they have, so the pings might be a little bit too much for them. So I have also generated a library that basically converts a ping, and it generates a GIF version of it which has transparency, but it creates the matte. So the matte is basically that instead of having semi-transparent pixels, you mix it with the background color, so it doesn't kind of look very rough on the screens. Well, I could actually show how it works in practice, what I'm talking about, if internet is working. Yes, it's not working. Well, but it's kind of that I have a list of background colors, like a dozen of the colors that are used on the team, so it just generates this GIF version for each background color. But any more questions? By the way, how many of you have used Imagemagick? Good. I guess if there is no questions, this was a very short talk for a very specific subject, so I guess we could go and grab some lunch.